when you're doing cancer treatment, you never really know what to expect. And I've done a lot of cancer treatment. I've done 3 different times in the last 7 years. And I never really thought I would be doing cancer treatment at Hot Springs in Fortuna in Costa Rica. But here I am. I thought I'd try it today. So first of all, I want to say thank you to Dr. DiCarlo and the team at UCLA for getting these meds to me early and letting me go on this trip. And secondly, I want to say gracias a mi amigo y compañero José para esta oportunidad. Y Pura Vida. Cheers.
Hey, it's been a little bit, and as you can see, I've been getting up to getting up. I've been living in Costa Rica for the last month and a half, and last time we talked, I was in the middle of figuring out my role both on a basketball team and in life as I adapted to an adventure in a new country. And I had a lot of mixed emotions. I had a lot of positives. I had a lot of negatives. I miss my friends and my family and my girlfriend and my life. And it is not easy to ever understand why we do random side quests like this, at least for me, because on paper, 11 months into being a stage 4 cancer patient, going through his third treatment in the last 7 years, going to Costa Rica to pursue being essentially a bench warmer in a mediocre professional basketball league is not something that I would say would be recommended. It's not something that I would have foreseen myself doing. If you asked me 11 months ago when I was diagnosed, almost to this day, what I thought I would be doing with a month left in cancer treatment, or really even 3 weeks left, something like that, it wouldn't have been this. And I don't say that with any regret or any dismay at this point in time, because now that I'm really into it, all I have to say are positive things. And I'm trying something new in shooting outdoors right now. I've actually never done this. I hope this microphone stands up to it because it looks funny, and I'm sure the sound's going to be weird and the lighting is a little off, but I wanted to see if we could get the view behind me from our 12th floor balcony, and I don't think that's going to be the case. But it is kind of different than me sitting inside our apartment, and we are going to hear a lot of trains and dogs. We live right in front of a park, so we get all sorts of sounds throughout the day. Regardless, the clip at the beginning of this video is kind of emblematic of what I've been doing, and that is experiencing all sorts of new things or experiencing things that I haven't done in a long, long time. I've likened this trip to going away to college again because, I mean, there's a lot of similarities. I am living in an apartment with a new roommate, even though Case is one of my best friends. We've never lived together, and it's been an entirely new experience. I've joined a new basketball team, which is something I haven't done since college. I am putting myself through rigorous workouts, which I haven't done not since college, but it feels a lot like getting acclimated to a new system and testing out new things and seeing what my body could do. I mean, I hadn't lifted weights until I had gotten to college at the age of 17. And now, 20 years later, I am starting to lift weights and make my new body, my post-cancer body, into something different. There's that train, by the way. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but that is crazy. Either way, like I was saying, things that remind me a lot of when I first went off to school. Um, we switch shots. I'm moving the audacity up a notch. I'm sitting on a table next to the ledge on this balcony. And for someone who is relatively afraid of heights, I'm now 120 feet up on this balcony. And I'm not scared of too many things these days. And this feels maybe more secure than it should. And this lighting is actually even worse, so I'm breaking all the rules of life and content creation and whatever, but it's just about me talking. So I just wanted to show you this fog is rolling in. That's what it looks like, blinding light. You can barely even see San Jose behind me, as the rain will soon set in, as it is wont to do nearly every afternoon. But again, this is more about how I'm living life rather than the picture of San Jose that I could probably post in a little bit, which maybe I'll do. Anyway, there's a lot to catch up on. Last I spoke, I said I was struggling at basketball. I was struggling at fitting into what I was doing here. And, it was a fun adventure, but I think I've found a lot more real meaning, and we found our footing a lot in terms of what we're doing as quasi-locals and professional basketball players and people. In terms of basketball, we are advancing to the second round of the playoffs. We're the number 1 seed in the league. We won our first round series 2-0. We begin our second round series tomorrow as I record this. I'm sure by the time it's posted, there will be results and stuff like that. I'm not playing significant minutes in any way. I'm on the roster, but I'm, like the 12th guy ostensibly at best, and they don't need that in the playoffs. even if there was to be some injuries, I don't think I'm getting much run in the playoffs. I got some exhibition run. I'm really working my way up on the depth chart in practice, but this is now more about being just a part of a team as we try and strive for a championship in the CRB. So that part's been cool. And man, I'm getting into really good shape. I'm lifting, I'm running, I'm shooting, I'm doing these things every day. I'm working out multiple times a day, which I haven't done in years and years, let alone throughout my time as a cancer patient. And it's paying off. One of the things that's gratifying about this is when I get back to the United States, I'm going to be functionally a different person in a lot of ways. I'll be done with cancer treatment. I'll be in much better shape. And I will have a clean approach to life that I haven't taken in a while. Because when I've been out here, it's been the most present that I've been in so long. And it's almost been forced, which is nice. I mean, I left the United States to do this, to get outside my comfort zone. And it turns out it works. When I'm back home in San Luis Obispo, I love it. I love the routine I have. I love the people. I love my family and my friends and my girlfriend. I love the life that I have, and I want to get back to it because it's been a while. But having to adapt to this new environment and these new circumstances, and taking myself out of the comfort of scrolling social media all day or hanging out in the same exact spots or shutting myself in my room, it has made me so much more present. I've had to learn a language, not learn it necessarily. I already spoke reasonable Spanish, but in order to become conversationally fluent again, I had to decide this is something that I was going to do all day, every day. So when I've been speaking to people, I've only been speaking in Spanish, and it's been really fun to do that. And playing basketball takes up a ton of my time and energy because when you're 37 and a cancer patient, it's fucking hard to practice and shoot and lift without napping and napping and napping and eating and napping. So all of a sudden my priorities have been shifted around, and it's been really cool because part of the issue I've been having throughout my time as a cancer patient is worrying about the future or worrying about things that I can't control or worrying about trains in the background. And when you're always worried about the future or when you're always worried about things that you can't control, it just becomes draining. Even if things like, how am I going to deal with cancer in the future? How am I going to deal with financial strife from cancer? How am I going to live life with the emotional burden that I put on myself and my friends and my family? It's different to all of a sudden be in an environment where I'm focused on what are we doing in 6 hours? What are we doing tomorrow? How am I going to get around this country? What am I going to see that I haven't seen before? Such as taking off to La Fortuna in the hot springs, or going to Irasu, a volcano, or going to Manuel Antonio, all these different places that I've visited. It's been super cool. And the pace of it, even though it's relaxed in some senses, like I said, I'm doing a lot of napping. The pace of it is still faster than when you're thinking about, what if I die when I'm 40? What if I get cancer again next year? What if, that really has no bearing on what I'm trying to do today, which is get through cancer treatment and live my life. And that's the thing. I'm going through cancer treatment to try and continue to live my life, however long that is, whatever quality of life that I have. And it should be good. I say this too often because I'm lucky. But in my case, it seems like the cancer treatment is working for now, and that's all I can ask for. I don't know what the future is going to hold. I do hope that it's going to be a durable remission that I remain in once I'm done in about a few weeks, but I don't know. And I haven't had to focus on it here, and that's been super cool. And in terms of the way that I'm interacting with my support, it's been great. My girlfriend came out and stayed here for a week. She is the love of my life, and I was ecstatic to see her. Unfortunately, she did get some food poisoning while she was out here, and it kind of messed up the trip for her a little bit. But seeing her reminded me how lucky I am to have people in my life who care enough to, be understanding when I say, hey, I'm going to go on this crazy trip to Costa Rica for 2.5 months, and I hope I see you out here. And not only was she supportive, but she was also willing to come out here and willing to see how I was living and willing to be part of this weird, adaptive system that we've created in terms of, well, we're just two dudes living in an apartment in San Jose, which, like, in the scheme of viewing Costa Rica, it's not where you would go for touristy things. It's, more of the downtown and the bustle, and it's a little more boring. So she got to just kind of exist in our college dorm environment. And still the whole time she was saying, this is about you. This is about fulfilling your dream. And she even got food poisoning to shield me from whatever it is that she ate. But yeah, seriously, it's great to have good support. And the amount of people who have reached out from, my cancer support networks and social media, as well as obviously my other friends and family, it's been really, really cool that I get to do something like this and it gets to be seen by other people, because cancer can be a really lonely experience. And I'm outgoing and social enough, and I have, this vlog and all sorts of ways in which I make myself heard. but this is a different form. This is a more organic form to me, you know, where I'm experiencing something and people were saying, man, it's awesome that you get to live this. So it's been really, really fulfilling in that regard. I mainly made this post because I wanted to check in, as well as I wanted to see how it is to shoot outdoors on this balcony. And it turns out that's really bad. So next time I'm going to have the lighting be a little better. But I just wanted to give you a brief update from my balcony in San Jose and say that everything is going well. I did cancer treatment in a hot springs about 3 days ago, and that's an experience I'll never forget, as well as this overall trip. It's been wild. And so I hope I get to come back with more updates in a few days. I'm going to start posting regularly. I say that every time, and then I'm in Costa Rica. Life has gotten in the way. But either way, it's really awesome to just talk about what I'm doing and share with the world, because it's been a lot of fun and this experience has been amazing. So until next time, Pura Vida. Bye.